guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have that one special trim that for the S650 platform Mustang really brings a lot of extra touches. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Mustang California Special. But before we get into this special GT, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Mustang was redesigned in 2024 on that new platform, the S650 platform. And with that, some of the special models carried over. Now, there was no Mach 1. Still to now, there is no Mach 1. There's no Boss Mustang. You have the high performance version, which is the Dark Horse. Of course, you can still get your Mustang EcoBoost or the GT. And with the GT, you can still get that performance package. But another model trim that they wanted to bring is the California Special. This isn't the first time that it's been shown with these special touches, especially when you look at the S550 platform California Special, but it is taking a little bit different approach. Now, if you don't know the history about the California Special, it's all about rewarding Ford dealers in California. So specifically in LA, Mustang sales were crazy in the 1960s. And to kind of pay them for that specialness, they offered a special model called the GT-CS, the Mustang GT California Special. Now, what's fascinating is that Carroll Shelby actually was the one that did the modifications to the California Specials. They're not GT350s or GT500s. They're not, Shelby's name is not on them, but because Shelby was still based at that time out of LA, actually out of LAX, and because his notchback coupe models were the ones that sort of inspired the look and the style of the California Special, that's where we see that work being done. Now, only first available in California, but now today, obviously, you could get them at any Ford dealership. But what I want to find out is if you're looking for a special performance car that has some unique touches that makes it stand out from the rest of the pack, do you go with the GT California Special? Why don't we go ahead? Let's dive into this convertible version and find out. Right off the bat, drop top Mustangs have been around since 1965, and still, whether you get a coupe, whether you get a convertible, they look the part. And what's great about the California Special is that you can get this GT still in the coupe or obviously in a convertible. Now, the front of the business, you're gonna get all those usual touches from the S650 platform. So we have our updated headlights, full LED, love the way they black out everything on the interior. And then unfortunately, with the GTs, you're still getting the blocked off air vents. So would be nice on a GT if those are open. Now, the fascinating thing is you can option in the performance package on the California Specials. This one does not have it, but you can option that in. And also you can get a 10-speed automatic or a 6-speed manual. Now, as we come across the front of our Oxford White California Special, you're gonna notice the unique touches. Rave blue, this metallic finish on both of the nostrils, the air intakes of the grille. And another thing you're gonna notice is the grille is totally unique to this GT-CS. You have your special rave blue metallic badging, GT California Special. And then I really love the way it has the horizontal bars in that unique grille. It's gloss black up top, and down below you have the flat black. If you're wondering about colors, you can get it in Oxford White, black onyx, or of course, iconic silver. But let me know what you think about the front end of the California Special. I kind of miss the way they used to have the special pony badge on the driver's side of the grille, like on the previous generation. They decided to go more just straight up GTCS. But the rave blue definitely pops with the gloss black. Now, as you rise up, because this is a GT, you're still gonna get your functional heat extractor, So you're getting those goodies to help drag that hot air out from underneath the hood. As we come around the bend, I'm happy to say unique wheels. So you're gonna get this split spoke 5-star design wheel. It's a gunmetal metallic gray. You'll notice the GTCS badge in that rave blue. And all Mustang GTs get those standard 6-piston Brembo calipers up front. I do like the powder coated flat gray look with the Mustang badge, but it would be nice if this did have the performance package. But let me know what you think about the wheel with our particular paint. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this setup? You're basically looking at a 19-inch wheel in diameter. Tires are going to be 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall, all 4 corners. If you get a manual, it's 373 gears out back. If you get the automatic, it's 355 gears out back. And of course, all Mustangs are rear-wheel drive. Coming down the side, we got the 5.0 badge popping nicely with the rave blue. And then from the side of the vehicle, with the top down, like I said, it just has that classic Mustang look. California Specials are gonna get your flat black with the rave blue side stripes. And you'll notice as we get to the rear, you got that GTCS. There was, once upon a time, a lot of people thought CS stood for Carroll Shelby. It does not. It's California Special, GTCS. When we get to the rear, like I said, because this is a non-performance package, you're not getting the Brembos out back. You're just getting your standard floating rotors there. As we spin it around and Steven kind of drops back to the corner here, the one zonk that I have for all Mustang convertibles is I wish that they had a tonneau cover. One of those body-colored tonneau covers like they used to have on the Camaros, the 5th and 6th gen Camaros. The rag top looks the part of a convertible. I just would love to have that finished look of a painted, body-painted tonneau cover. You do get your trunklet spoiler, but still on the convertibles, they got this guy. Why do we need that? You obviously could see that they have this here, put everything, run it through that little hockey puck antenna rather than this thing. GT badge, I'm gonna have Steven kind of zoom in and see if we can show you where it actually says California Special in the GT badge, kind of cool touch. You're still gonna get your tri-bar taillights. And then as we drop it like it's hot, we got the quad tip exhaust, that Ford Performance exhaust. Gives you a little bit more horsepower, but it also lets you play the symphony of that Coyote V8 as loud as you want. You could go full loud and piss everybody off, like I like to do, or you could keep the peace and put it in quiet mode. Now, before we just go pop the hood, I do have something to say. With this California Special, if you compare it to last year's, you don't get as many special touches. If you remember, on the previous gen, you got these side scoops. Now, the side scoops were not functional, but they did add that extra familiar style that actually dates back all the way to 1968. On this new version, they didn't do that. So that's one of my kind of zonk issues that I have with the California Special just overall. But why don't we go ahead, let's go pop the hood and talk horsepower of this pony. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You'll notice that you do get your strut tower brace. One of the things that's missing compared to the previous gen, it used to have a California Special badge on that strut tower brace. So that's a zonk that they took that away. But the good news is you still get that Coyote and you're getting more horsepower. Love the engine cover, love those intake runners, the twin throttle bodies. You're looking at a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 with the Ford Performance exhaust. It equates to 486 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque. This one is mated to a 10-speed automatic, so that means we got the 355 gears, but the great news is 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. Top speed around 155 miles an hour. It does weigh around 4,100 pounds because it is the convertible. MPGs around 14 in the city, 15 in the city. But if you're really worried about MPGs, you're looking at the wrong freaking car. Go buy yourself some type of hybrid or an electric vehicle. What this is all about is how it makes you feel. Plus, all the special touches. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up the California Special and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Mustang GT California Special. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I really want some type of sports car, muscle car, performance car. I prefer a V8, and I know my choices are very limited, but I'm liking the touches of the California Special. How much is this convertible? So this GT California Special drop top, you're looking at an MSRP of $65,000. Quite a bit of money, but let's see if there's quite a bit of special touches to make it worth the price. To the door panels. I do love when you go California Special, you're getting the navy blue with the black and that white contrast stitching and the blue contrast stitching. So you're getting actually two different types of stitching when you go California Special. The rest of the door panel is your familiar Mustang GT. Down in that door pocket, easily get a nice big Buford from Checkers, some large checker fries, and Steven's favorite, a chocolate milkshake. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, you don't get a chassis plate number, but you do get a special badge that says California Special. Slide on in, you're still gonna get the screens. So there's no two ways around it. You go Mustang GTD, you go Dark Horse, you go California Special, you're still getting the same screens. They're big, which I know some people, that size is very important. That's why they're always overcompensating. And then if you like the tech, you are getting some cool tech in here. The gauges, all the instrumentation. You do have 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, dual climate control. The challenge is everything is in the screen. There's no physical buttons for AC. Let me throw it in reverse so you can see the backup camera, see the competition behind you. It's semi-clear. I just wish it was a little bit better resolution, but you do have trajectories, so you can look like a pro at Cars and Coffee backing up into your spot. Continuing down, you do have your start-stop button, that bright red. Here's your physical buttons, but like I said, these are just quick, easy access buttons. They're not AC controls. You do get a real volume knob. USB-C, USB-A, 12 volt for a radar detector, you want it. I'm shocked still that there's no wireless charging. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put $1 million here. Not $1 million in cash, 10, 100 gram bars easily will stack up in there. There's more of that great stitching. This one does have the 10-speed automatic. You can get the 6-speed manual. It's not the Tremec, it's the Getrag. 2 cup holders, your usual California Mustang there on the California Special, the usual Mustang with all your silver buttons. Soft touch, and you'll notice the blue. You got actual navy blue. This is not black. Open it up. You got enough room in there. I would say you could put a pair of your balls in there. So when you're done, you know, fiddling with your balls, juggling your balls that you had signed by Jose Canseco, Ken Griffey Jr., and Don Mattingly, you could put the balls in there so they don't get all roughed up. And there's another 12 volt in there. Seats, it's not black, it's the navy blue with the dual stitching. Still have the power bottom and the manual back, no way around that. And then you do get your rear seats as well with the navy blue as well. I do like the navy blue, it's a nice touch, especially on the white. But why don't you get your booty over here? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this California Special. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your Mustang sill plate that does illuminate at night. Pedal box is good. It's good. Aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. I just wish this one had the clutch pedal. You do have a dead pedal. I'm going to say it again, zonking it because it's not aluminum. How hard would that be? Recycle 2 more cans, Ford, and you could make an aluminum dead pedal. You do have your power bottom, just like the passenger side and the manual back. I'm 6 feet tall, even with the convertible top up, plenty of headroom. obviously put the convertible top down, you have an infinite amount of headroom. Well, I guess not infinite. If you're approaching an overpass, you don't want your head to hit that overpass. But other than that, you're pretty much good to go. Steering wheel, it is that flat bottom design in the new Mustangs, and what's nice is you do get the navy blue with the black, and you are getting the custom stitching, California special style. Paddles, they are plastic to go through the 10-speed automatic, and it is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then of course we have that digital gauge cluster as always. I'm very curious to see if they're gonna change this when they do the refresh on the S650, but I still think we have probably another year or two before any of that happens. The crazy thing is you have the same screens that the Mustang GTD has. And if you don't know what the GTD Mustang is, that's that over $300,000 Mustang. But why don't we go ahead? It's got a trunk. I promise you could put stuff in it. What I want to do is I want to go on throttle and take you for a spin. Let's get to it. All right, guys, we left Walker Ford. We're inside this 2025 Mustang GT California Special. Right away, all the things that you love about the GT are obviously in this car. You're gonna have that naturally aspirated Coyote V8, 486 horsepower. Seats are very comfortable, and the fact that this one has heated and ventilated make it extra comfy, especially when you do have the top down. Now, I have the top up because I wanted to kind of showcase just how good it sounds even with the top up. You're not getting a bunch of wind noise coming in through the cracks and everything, obviously because it is a soft top, not a hard top. Getting to that massive 13.1-inch infotainment system is well within reach. And like I said, if you're looking for a Mustang with some special touches, this one definitely is going to have the touches more so than your regular Mustang GT. Now, I do have the shifter on manual. That's going to allow me to use the paddles. And once this light turns green, we're going to see how the on throttle goes. But definitely nice to have the upgraded interior. You do have 3 memory seat settings for the driver's seat, but it's just for the lower portion of the seat because they don't do power backs in these Mustang GTs, EcoBoost, or the Dark Horse. It doesn't matter. But visibility, even with the top up, is actually really good out the back glass, and that is a glass rear window. They're not using plastic like they used to do on a lot of vehicles in the past. But let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Nice, yeah. Get the back a little squirrely because you got all that linear torque. And that's the one nice thing is that, yeah, you could go with other brands that have turbos and all this other stuff, but having that linear torque delivery of the naturally aspirated V8 is really, really nice. That's actually one of the best parts about a Mustang GT is having that torque delivery be so good. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top down, show you how that goes. It's weird how they still have this manual portion to it. That to me is a zonk. It should just be all electric, not have to worry about any kind of manual handle or anything like that. But the top goes down. You can put it down in motion up to about 13 miles an hour. And once it's down, you have that open air experience that many people that buy convertible cars, especially Mustangs, are gonna have. But this is where you could really see the navy pure blue rather than the black interior, and that really works well with the exterior, especially with the wheels, and of course also with how the decals, the stripes, the blue accents all come together. All right, guys, I have the side glass up just to give a little bit better experience so that you can hear me. But they do a great job with wind buffeting. There's not a ton of wind entering the cabin here. Just enough because the top is down, obviously, but still nothing too crazy to where I can hold a conversation and I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs. that top down is where you're gonna get that purest form of driving, especially with that naturally aspirated V8. Going down the highway with the 19-inch wheels feels good, very comfortable, but also ready to rock and roll through the twisty bits for when you find some in your neck of the woods. Visibility is great. You got all the safety features, of course. And yes, there's other convertible cars out there, but there just seems to be nothing like a convertible Mustang. Just an icon. And that's the cool thing about owning a Mustang, is that you get to drive an icon, and you can daily drive this icon to work, pick up the kids at school. You'd be the coolest dad or the coolest mom. 10-speed with the paddles, shifts up and down very, very smoothly, very quick and crisp, and they did work on that. Are you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. So you can see, even at speed, you're still able to hold a conversation very, very well in this Mustang. None of that V8 sound is artificial. It's all real, and there's nothing like the real thing, baby, that's for sure. Third gear, second gear. Look at this, nice. Just a very balanced performance car. Now, is there a little body roll? There is a little. Nothing that's too alarming. She does handle very well. And I know some people are going to be like, well, I wish a Mustang was all-wheel drive. No. No, no, no. Go buy yourself a Mach-E dual motor. But I love the shifts, especially when you're going down through the gears. Sounds really, really good. Really good. Nice. You ready? On throttle. So good. This is what driving is all about. A car like this moves your soul. If you want a car to just move your body, go buy a Prius or something. Go buy an EV. Then your soul won't be moved, and you'll be in a vehicle that has no soul. So, there you go. Little pop, little bang. Just a wonderful experience. A wonderful, wonderful experience. And it's like those that get it, they get it. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of the California Special, the GT, especially being a convertible. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a Mustang minute. All right, guys, it's never a bad day here at Walker Ford when we get behind the wheel of any of these Mustangs. Definitely want to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, and Tracy getting us access to this California Special, GT California Special on that S650 platform. Now it's your turn to let me know what you think. Does this have the right touches, especially for the money? When you're looking at a sports car or a muscle car, let me know in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood. He loves Mustangs. His favorite is a Shelby GT350. One day, Stephen, one day you will have one in your garage. But thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.